James Alsop is the choreographer for the new Peacock comedy series Girls5eva. I'm
Yay!
Matt Noble of Goldsberry, and I wanted to ask you, James, what was your favorite dance move of this?
Oh, it's like asking which one is my favorite child, but my favorite dance move, I think, would be the splingy, just
Yeah.
because it's so ridiculous and it's so fun. It's so wild and it makes no sense, but it's just literally just freedom. So I absolutely loved the swinging.
Yeah, and it's, I guess, not often as a choreographer you get to like not only sort of help develop a dance, but also have the characters like say the moves as they're doing them.
Right. I mean, it reminded me of like the electric slide or like the Cupid shuffle or the
Yeah.
cha-cha slide, where you
Yeah.
get all the instructions, but then you're listening to the lyrics and it's like, wait, what? It's wild.
What's the best move in the splingy?
Ugh.
Nah.
I don't even. It says doggy wrist. When she says doggy wrist, I'm like, well, what? Who does that? But when I heard it, I immediately knew what it was. So I was like, oh yeah.
Oh, that so in this show, you get to like do choreography for like sort of music videos, but also like stage performances
Mhm.
and just like other random comedy dance bits. Like what is it like different gears that you have to go into for those different types of performances, or is it all sort of similar because it's a single camera comedy, whichever way you slice it?
I mean, I kind of pulled from each because thankfully in my career, I've been able to do music videos and to be able to do live stage performances and to be able to do silly little social media dances. So it was kind of all just like, well, I had to think to myself, what are the kids doing nowadays? But it was rather easy only because the ladies were so easy to work with. And just seeing what works best with them, it wasn't that much of a burden because it was just so much fun to be able to rehearse with and put the moves on the ladies themselves. So it was pretty fun.
Oh, that's good. What what was the what do you think, like how can dance like help deliver laughs and comedy?
I think dance is great at helping push the narrative and deliver comedy because comedy is also physical. Like some of our greatest comedians over time were physical comedians, especially like John Ritter and the likes of
Mm,
Lucille Ball.
mm.
And so when you're able to really tap into and hone into that, like Paula Pell, she's a physical comedian, which I love. And I think dance really does help because if it's, especially people who don't consider themselves dancers and they think it's like scary or whatever, but once they tap into it and they lean into it and just go with reckless abandon, it becomes comical in the best way possible because it lends its hand to helping other people feel like they can dance. So I think dance is really instrumental in pushing along or delivering comedy because I mean, it's just the physicality of it alone.
What's the challenge in sort of having to choreograph dance numbers and scenes when you've got like a cast that includes like a Grammy award winning recording artist, a Tony award winning like theater performer, and a couple of sort of actors who probably have more experience in television and that sort of comedy. Like everyone's got such different backgrounds and experiences and probably like not even better or worse abilities, but just different abilities, the context they've been doing stuff in, and they've got to come together and do this music video or this stage performance.
No big deal, no pressure.
Yeah.
They've only been doing this their entire careers, and when I come in without even like an introduction, it's just like rehearsal day one. Here you go, guys. um, I mean, in the back of my mind, in the first rehearsal, I was like, "Oh my God, Sara Bareilles and Renee and Paula and Busy are all going to be in the same room at once. What am I doing?" But then after like the first 5 minutes, they were so kind and so sweet and so eager
Mm.
to really nail the moves and really, really, really nail the performance. It just made it easy. After like 10 minutes, we were all sisters. We were like, oh, hey girl, how you doing? Okay, this is the move. They were all so kind and so sweet. So it really took a lot off of my shoulders once I got to get in the room with them. And we got to play. I can't say enough how sweet and kind each and every one of them were.
What like just building on that, what was the energy like when you guys were putting the scenes together?
It was frantic. TV moves at the speed of light. And so for like a 2.5, 2 minute performance, we would get like 45 minutes of rehearsal. And I'm like, wait, what? That is not enough time. So they would come in after shooting. And if they had time in between takes, I would be waiting in the rehearsal room and they would just come in. I would either get them one at a time, two at a time, three at a time, or rarely I would get all four of them, but we did a couple times. And it was frantic, but I love that because the energy, they're so laser focused and they really, really honed in on the choreography. But then I also tried to make it fun for them because I didn't want them to be stressed out. Like, let's have fun in rehearsal. At least this can be your escapism for 45 minutes while you're
Mm.
working. So it was fun. It was chaotic and frantic, but it was fun. We had a blast in each rehearsal.
Oh, that's good. Was there a favorite like moment you had while shooting or putting together a scene or something like that?
Oh, I can't. There were so
Yeah.
many favorite moments because when we did a montage. There are like 31 songs in the show.
Mm.
Isn't that crazy? Even if it's just
Yeah.
like one line, there are 31 songs in the show. And we were doing this one montage of music videos for like flashbacks. And the sound stage, it was set up where each video, the stage was built so that it was built around so the camera could be central and just move around the stage so we could literally knock out each video. That was really fun to see come to life because those poor girls, they worked their butts off. But it was really fun to see that come to life when we had to do like the graduation scene and the court scene and all the like the spaceship scene walking backwards or the airplane scene. That was all done in one day
Mm.
because we had to just knock it out. And so it was really great seeing everybody's minds come together with the camera central and just moving around the stage like, okay, now we're gonna shoot here. Okay, done with that. Now we're shooting here. Okay, done with that. Now we're shooting here. It was great to see that come to life. I mean, everybody that worked on the show was incredible in that aspect.
Mm. What's something that you learnt through making this series?
One thing that I think I learned, I'm a slow learner, um, is I learned to trust myself, not to make this about me, not to be a selfish choreographer, but I really did learn to trust myself and to trust my gut because things just really moved that quickly, which I love because it pushes you creatively and it challenges your ability. And I learned how the minds of other creatives work. I love being able to just jump into Meredith Cardino's mind and be like, oh, okay, you're inviting me into this place. You're letting me play. I love that. And that caused me to trust my instincts. And with the actors as well, I got to jump into their headspace and really figure out where they were to relay the information to them choreographically. And it just really made me trust my gut. And I mean, as creatives, we're so sensitive, we're so protective of our craft. And it's just, I really leaned into trusting my gut, trusting my gift.
Mm. Yeah, I guess like, and often that is the case where you need like to be in an environment where others are trusting you to be able to trust yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's for sure that type of environment. I mean, Meredith Cardino was brilliant. Jeff Richmond was brilliant. Everybody was brilliant on the show. So seeing that really made me evaluate myself and be like, oh, okay, I'm here for a reason, I guess. I guess I should really trust myself and go for it full throttle. And they trusted me as
Yeah.
well. It was that
Yeah.
kind of partnership creatively, and I loved it.
What do you find funny about the show, James?
Ugh, what don't I
Yeah.
literally? Most TV shows or what I work on, I just read my scene. I don't read the entire script because I want to go back and watch it as a fan to see if I like it. So petty, I know, whatever.
Yeah.
But I literally went back. I've watched the entire season, all 8 episodes, 4 times because I find something different to cackle at every time I watch it. The entire series to me is hilarious. I find something in each woman and in each character that I can relate to. And I'm like, wait, I missed it. I gotta rewind. I need to go back. I can't even point out one thing because it's just that funny to me.
Which of the Girls5eva do you relate to the most?
um, the member of Girls5eva that I think I relate to the most. It's a tie. And
Okay, yeah.
it's opposite ends of the spectrum.
Okay,
I
talk
think I
us through it.
relate to I think I relate to Dawn and Wiki the most. And they are polar opposites in the show. But Wiki is really, really strong. She's strong-minded and she's determined and she's focused. It's just like, it is my time. I need to do this now, which I can relate to. Dawn is super focused, but she's also just like human. She's like down to earth, where it's just like, oh, okay, I can live my life, my normal life, or I can do this. But then when she taps into her superstardom, she is unbelievable. So I think I love those two characters. I think I can relate to those two the most.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. What do you is there a particular episode that was particularly sort of fun to put together or that you particularly enjoyed?
An episode that sticks out most to me, I think, would be maybe episode 7. That's where we have the slingy come to life.
Yeah.
And then that's also where we did The Boys Next Door with Andrew Reynolds, which was so fun. He was so fun to work with and he just soaked everything up like a sponge. And it was such an homage to like Bye 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 and the boy bands of the early 2000s. That was really fun. And yeah, I think episode 7.
Yeah.
That was really fun putting that one together.
And it would have been cool, like, as much as you enjoyed doing the scenes with the girls and work on that, but like for that episode to work with a different group, like, you know, to just do something different and like sort of get a different gear there.
Absolutely. Having that energy, like a totally different vibe come in. And then literally on set, when we shot the Boys Next Door scene, when they performed, it was literally like we were at a concert for like Backstreet Boys or NSYNC. Everybody stopped in their tracks on the crew. All the women started squealing at the top of their lungs. They're like, yeah, wow. While we shot it, I felt like I was choreographing the biggest boy band ever. It was so much fun. It was so wild. The energy was great.
Yeah. When you look back on working on the first season of this show, what comes to mind from that experience?
The thing that comes to mind first and foremost is just gratitude. I'm so thankful to have been even thought of to be a part of such a show that's really impacting women and people across the board, to be a part of something so impactful and to tell a story that has such meaning is truly humbling for me. So I'm really thankful. I'm really, really grateful.
Yeah. What was something you were inspired by from that first season? Yeah.
I was massively inspired by all the girl groups from like the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
It was so fun going back into my nostalgic box of when I was obsessed with like Eden's Crush and Danity Kane and Destiny's Child, TLC, the Spice Girls. Being able to like really do that research all over again, which wasn't even really research for me. I studied those groups forever.
Yeah.
So to be able to go back and watch them all over again, it was so nostalgic. It was so fun. Like that era in time was so fun. So that's what I was massively inspired by that.
if any girls group from the sort of late 90s, early thousands could make a comeback, which one would you want to make a comeback?
Ugh, I was obsessed with them all. If I could see a girl group come back and do it well and do it peacefully and be happy, I loved Danity Kane. I loved Danity Kane and I loved In Vogue. Of course, I love Destiny's Child, but I've been able to work with each member of Destiny's Child, fortunately. So I'm like, okay, I love them, and I know they're probably going to give the fans a little something. But if I could see Danity Kane and In Vogue come back like fully as a group, I would probably die the happiest woman on earth.
Oh, that's so cool. And I think it was this week it got confirmed that there's going to be a season 2 of Girls5eva.
Season 2 coming back for season 2. You can't get rid of us that quickly.
Do you have some dance moves up your sleeves for season 2?
I might have a secret or two. Can't give away.
Can't give away. can't tease us with a dance move for season 2.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. It's so good. Oh well, James, thanks so much for talking with us today.
Thank you.
People watching this interview can go to goldderby.com where they can make their awards predictions and watch other interviews with awards contenders. And James, all the best of luck with the Emmy Awards this year.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I'm so thankful. It's been a pleasure to meet you.